Can you hear me now?
Hi. I can hear you now.
Ah, there we go.
I'm just going to have to move myself around because I now feel like I'm super-sized and I can see myself more than I can see you.
Oh, I know. I still haven't managed to work out how to get all the gallery and
Oh,
stuff.
there we go. I've got you now super-sized instead of me. How you doing?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm good. I'm not gonna lie. I've only been up about 25 minutes. Like yesterday was such a busy day, and then it went late into the night. I am still coming around a little bit. I'll be fine once we get going, mate. But
the fundraising looks good.
it's good. Well, it's hit its target, hasn't it? Well, we've been in. So
Fabulous. So fantastic. Well done.
I set it as a modest target, but excuse me. We've got loads of stuff to auction off yet as well. Like
wow.
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds worth of stuff.
And you're doing this all day today?
All day today, and I'll follow it through next week.
And I've never heard of your group. So how were you founded?
What, Clovercam or the Global Denim Man? Well,
both really.
It started just as a social media page that I started because I used to work a lot with vintage clothing, and I used to come across like basically just denim clothing that were vintage that I thought were amazing, but because we were a wholesaler, we used to sell it. So I just started a social media account on Instagram because it was picture related.
Yeah.
Just to take pictures of nice stuff before it went, just so I didn't forget it.
Yeah.
And it just blew up from there till it ended up with tens and tens and tens of thousands of followers, and then more people get involved, and then I started arranging UK denim hangs,
right?
Where people have come from all over the country to one place that's into denim. It sounds weird and fetishy, doesn't it? It's not, honestly.
Well, I said to Helen, I was going to try and find. I've got denim jeans, but it's way too hot to wear them. And I was just thinking, yeah, over the years, I must have done the denim dresses, the skirts, the jackets. I think I've had all that stuff, and actually, scarily, now I only have jeans. I think I've just got too old.
It's a people's fabric, I suppose, isn't it?
Well, and in America, they love, Levi's and God. It must be the one fabric that is fairly unique that everyone has in their wardrobe.
Yeah, 100%. It's a world's fabric, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I'm now intrigued to almost Google a denim wedding dress, because that must exist, right?
It will exist, yeah, 100%. maybe not on this channel in this event so much. But it'll exist. It's the thing is as well, like the sort of denim that we sort of geek over and like is it's all made on vintage looms, like they used to make Levi's 100 years ago. So
oh wow!
The stitch count's a lot stronger.
Right.
It's a lot more durable. It lasts longer, and so there is an element of sustainability there with it as well. So it does cost you a little bit more because it's.
And can you still buy those? And are they still being made in a vintage way with the looms and everything, or do they not do that at all anymore?
Oh yeah. That's all this.
Wow.
It's not just like denim as in height. It's just that niche.
Yeah.
People that are into that.
I'm blown away, because when Helen said to me, I was like, I've never heard of this before, and I've heard of lots of different groups, and what a great idea, and forever learning new things about what's out there, because I guess if it's your niche, then you think, hey, yeah, it's everywhere, but I just didn't even know anything about your group. And it's just amazing that you've raised so much money for us. So what would you like me to talk about today? So obviously we've got the COVID-19 appeal.
Yeah.
I would like to, if I can, share with the guys in the Hangout about what we're doing in Cox's Bazaar at the moment.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realise in Bangladesh, there's just shy of 1 million people living in one of the world's biggest refugee camps. and they currently don't have proper sanitation. They don't have a septic tank to deal with waste. They don't have a hospital. They don't have isolation wards. They barely have sort of 2 meters square to be able to move. That is how cramped. So social distancing is virtually impossible. And we currently, about 2.5 weeks ago, a group of my colleagues. So you've got humanitarians, you've got teachers, you've got doctors, you've got nurses, experts in working in really, really challenging environments that have gone out to Cox's Bazar, and they're working with other local agencies as well to build a hospital, an isolation ward. They anticipate that 4,000 people are going to need isolation. At the moment, they're working on 60 beds. So scaling from 60 to 4,000, and they think they can reach 1,000, because they just think there is a limit to what they can achieve, but they're desperately up against the clock as we speak now. And I spoke to Rachel, who is the lead humanitarian, on Thursday last week, and she just blew me away with how they are in the front line. They haven't got PPE, they haven't got social distancing, and they're putting themselves. And I was blown away by her comment when she said to us as colleagues, I'm privileged to be working here. And I just thought, wow, because she's seen that as a privilege rather than, oh, it's my job and this is my calling kind of thing. It was really about, I'm privileged to be here, I'm happy to be here, I'm going to make a difference. And I just thought, wow, I'm sat here in my home office feeling quite very, very humbled. And there's, you know, real life stories of what these children are going through. So I'd like to touch on that. I'd like to touch on how you guys, the money that you've raised, how that will make a difference. And I can talk about how it will make a difference in somewhere like Cox's Bazar, and I can talk about how it will make a difference with our UK effort, because not forgetting in this country, we've got, you know, thousands of children that were, you know, millions of children already in poverty. And with this COVID-19 crisis, it just exacerbates what they've been going through. So the money you're raising as well will help things like food vouchers that we've been giving to families. £40 provides a hell of a lot of basics for families that are really struggling. So we're doing that up and down the country. So some of your guys and girls might be interested to hear about what we're doing in the UK. Happy to answer any questions that people have got about Save the Children, what else we're doing, how they can get involved and fundraise. I've got myself, if I can find it, bear with. Oh.
Morning, guys.
So this is really fun. Oh, hi.
Hey, Lauren, how you doing?
Our birthday Beano lockdown pack. So stay at home with Beano. If you're Denham fans, you've got to be Beano fans, right? So, sorry, I was just sharing things that I could share with you in terms of what other people could do.
Perfect.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Lovely to meet you. Thanks for being with us.
That's okay. Pleasure.
Can you guys hear and see me? Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I can. Perfect.
Perfect. Great stuff. Good morning. Looking forward to this. Should be good.
We've got 2 minutes before I let people in. So, you know, obviously you two know each other, e-meeting, all that kind of thing. Lorraine, I mean, we'll all be asking questions, but yeah, whatever you think the money's going to go to a different thing. Bear in mind, it is a global answer. It's donated from America. We need, that's why we chose Save the Children, because it's people from all over the world taking part.
I think the Cox's Bazar thing is what we need to amplify the voice of those children and those families that were already in a horrific situation. They'd had to flee their homes. It wasn't safe. They're now in a camp where they've had confirmed cases of COVID. And once that runs wild, you know, it's going to be impossible to contain. So I think that's the most, you know, that's where we really need the funds. That's where we'll really make a difference and save more children. So for me, that's a really important message to get across, how the money that you guys have raised and lots of other people at home doing different challenges is making a real difference.
Sounds good to me. Sounds really good to me.
Yeah,
Cool.
no, that sounds good.
Right, we're counting down now. If I go like that, it means I'm about to let everybody. But there's not
Okay, cool.
that many folk watching, so it's
All
Do you
right.
know how many people
we
you're
are
expecting?
recording though, so it will be getting reused. This will get reused
Cool.
in the future.
Perfect. Sounds good.
It has highlighted that I have an audio problem with my own laptop, which my Mondays are normally full on with Teams meetings, which I won't be able to do.
Oh wow.
I'm on my second lockdown laptop,
Oh gosh.
but it's quite old kit, so I think this one is just about to die.
So always a surprise when it works.
Yeah.
Right, give me 1 second. Are you? I'm hoping when I admit everybody in, they should automatically be muted.
Yeah, when I joined, everybody was.
Well, there, right, good. I just feel like it's safer that way.
Yeah, agreed.
The only thing I'm not sure of is, as I let people in, our squares might get smaller.
Yeah, I think they might, mightn't they?
I didn't want that to happen. I wanted us to be, but I've played about with it, and I watched some stuff at night where that was the case, and it was actually fine. When everybody else is muted,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I'll be all right.
Yeah, cool. Oh, right, okay, one. I know it's building up now. Another 10 people just went into the waiting room.
Okay, perfect. How many so far?
Right, they're all joining.
Do you know how many people you're expecting?
There's 18 so far.
Oh, I can't see that on my screen.
Yeah.
And is my volume okay, guys?
It's fine.
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Yeah.
Cool.
Right, well, it's all you, brother.
All right. Hello. Good morning, everybody, on this nice, fine Sunday morning. I hope you've all got a cup of tea, cup of coffee in hand. Thanks for joining us. We're going to be having a chat with Ben from Cobacom and Lorraine from Save the Children, but we're going to do some introductions in just a second. But yeah, so it's 9 a.m. Sunday morning here in the UK. We are probably, I don't know, about a third of the way through this very first global denim hang. I can see Amanda there, so shout out to Amanda and the team for organising and putting all this on. I saw some feeds through Instagram from last night, a lot of guys out in the US doing stuff. So yeah, glad to see that that's been going well. But yeah, thanks all for joining us. I'm going to do some introductions first, and then we're going to kind of out, and then we'll get into it. So Lorraine, if you wouldn't mind, could you just say who you are, where you are, and what your role is?
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. Sorry I can't see you on screen, but hi, my name's Lorraine. I work for Save the Children UK. I have only worked for them for a few months, just before the COVID-19 pandemic in the UK hit us here. And my role is to manage our UK team, engagement managers, community fundraising, and help to raise in excess of £1 million to Save the Children to help support our UK effort and also our global efforts in over 118 countries across the world. So I love what I do. A privilege to work for Save the Children and delighted to be here, and thank you to everyone that's on the call this morning and for supporting Save the Children. It's amazing.
Oh, thanks so much, Lorraine. And I'm guessing you're working from home at the moment, and things are pretty busy for you at the moment.
Yeah, so I am working from home. I live in Hampshire. Normally our offices for Save the Children are in Farringdon in London. The Save the Children Directorate took the decision before the lockdown to lock us down to protect our workforce. because our work is so critical across the world. So in order to protect our workforce and make sure that we continue to do what we do so well, we actually took that decision slightly earlier. So as an organisation, we're in really good shape to be able to help as many children as possible.
Oh, that's great to hear. And yeah, thanks again for taking the time out and being here with us. Appreciate you are, probably exceptionally busy at the moment doing a lot of that work.
Yeah.
So appreciate you taking the time out.
Pleasure.
Ben, if you could, for those of you who might not know you, but I think everybody probably does, but let's have a little introduction, say who you are, where you are, and what you're up to.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ben. I run a social media account called Clobbercam. I'm based in Yorkshire, England. Right now, I'm sat in my kitchen, and I'm a part of the team that's pulled this event together with a chap called Alex, a chap called Thomas, and a lady called Amanda.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, buddy. Lastly, I'm Will Varnum. I run an Instagram account called Rugged Style, work as a freelance writer in the industry, and also work as a sales manager at an independent menswear store in Birmingham. We're all here today as part of this Global Denim Hang. This is the first time that it's been done. I think that the team have done an amazing job at pulling all this together, pulling so many people together, literally across the globe. So it's been a hugely international endeavor, and I can't imagine what kind of a headache it's been organizing that and organizing so many people. I struggle to get myself ready in the morning, let alone bring people together from all over the world. Nice one, guys, on that, and I hope the rest of the day is a success. But we're here, with Ben and Lorraine. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Global Denim Hang as a concept, so why we're here, what we're doing, and also the link with Save the Children and what Ben and the team have been doing and why they chose to work with Save the Children as a charity during these times. We're obviously all finding ourselves in a fairly strange time at the moment across the globe during this COVID-19 pandemic. But again, it's great to see so many people connecting through denim and through other platforms. And I think now more than ever, it's really, really crucial that we bring communities together in whatever format that might be. I just wanted to speak to Ben for a minute, just to talk about, I suppose, denim hangs in general and the community that's kind of been fostered around this. And Lorraine, I'm sure for you, the concept and idea of a denim hang might be quite foreign, but hopefully through today you'll be kind of getting a feel for what we do and what this is all about.
Cool.
So Ben, you've obviously over the years built up a pretty steadfast and dedicated following over Instagram. You've had the Supply Co in Sheffield, and you've been pretty constantly involved in the denim scene for the last, I think, probably 5 or 6 years, roughly.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years, mate. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah. And I think in terms of this kind of concept of a denim hang and bringing together like-minded people in the community, certainly from like a UK aspect, you kind of almost led the charge with that, arranged a couple of meetups and really kind of brought lots of people together. I suppose, what was the concept behind that, and how did that kind of develop originally?
That happened organically.
Right.
Really strange. Yeah, we had his little unit out in Sheffield, which you've been to. We were getting a lot of visitors from all over the country, all coming to, buy the denim and what have you that were available. And as that happened, me and Amanda found that we gained a lot of friendships. They were very, people were coming to the shop, and then that way you sort of just had a friend. And I think that is the denim community, full stop. Not just in Sheffield, not just in UK, that is everybody. And as more and more customers came, we got more familiar. We saw that the guys over in Los Angeles had started an LA denim hang, and which was where basically denim heads from that area would get together and hang out. And that inspired us to do one in Sheffield. And if you remember, it was a really good day actually, weren't it? And I think we had like 60 people turned up from as far as London all the way up to Scotland. We had a good drink. We had some good stuff going off. We had a good dance, and we had a very good hangover.
Absolutely. And I think like you say, that is something that's been really beautiful about the community, is that it really is a community. And you know, I mean, how long have you guys been organising this Global Denim Hang? How long have you been planning this?
We pulled this together in 2 weeks.
Right.
2 weeks. Was a customer of mine, is now a good friend, Alex, did the Worldwide Denim Hang Day on the 16th of May, which were really cool. And I basically spoke to him the day before that and said, I really love what you're going to do tomorrow regards the hashtag and trying to get everybody from all over the world. This is Alex here, look, he's a cup of tea. Trying to get everybody from all over the world hashtagging the same thing, you know, in community, all that, drinking a beer in the garden. I said, but after this, I think we could do this, which is what we're doing right now. And Alex said, okay. And Amanda said, okay. and then Tom joined us shortly after from Denim Hunters.
Okay, perfect. And I mean, again, like just in 2 weeks, you guys have pulled together, you know, a 24-hour program that has pulled together, you know, people from brands, people from stores, you know, just enthusiasts, people that are into the denim scene and in the denim community, a whole bunch of people within 2 weeks for a 24-hour program. Were you surprised at all that like the reaction has been this good? Did you ever think it would kind of grow to be this huge thing that it's become today?
And I knew it had the potential.
Right.
Whether we pull it off quite like we are doing, that bit left them. So I didn't know answer to that at 11:45 last night, 5 minutes before we went live. In terms of the people involved, completely not surprised, because like we said, it's such a nice, everybody helps each other, everybody supports each other. The brands have always been nothing but good to me, whether it's been blog posts, podcasts, denim hangs, you know. I'm not surprised at all that we've come together in such a short time and managed to put this event on, because everybody's nice. That's all I can say. You know, it's a really nice community. You know, if somebody can help, they will do, and hence 24-hour schedule. For
sure. And you know, I think obviously we find ourselves in the whirlwind that has become this COVID-19 pandemic. And obviously here in the UK, we've been sort of on lockdown, on quarantine for, a good couple of months now. And that's, you know, the same across the globe. So I think really it's at times like this that, you know, we're pulling on this community and you guys are bringing people together that, you know, you really, really see and kind of acknowledge the strength of the community and that what people are doing and what people are willing to give and willing to be involved with. But obviously, this isn't just about denim. That's obviously the focus, the vehicle to move this thing forward. But tell us a little bit about the link up with Save the Children, Ben, and kind of why that's there, why you chose that charity, and some of the fundraising activity you've been doing through this as a result.
We decided to run a Save the Children fundraising, just giving page alongside the Denim Hang, simply because it just gave the event that little bit more purpose.
Right.
The Denim Hang itself is amazing. It's cool. It's brilliant. You know, we can all have us brews and us chat now, and we can all have us beers and us chats later. That bit's brilliant. But everybody, all my team's doing this for free. Every brand's doing it for free. Nobody's, you know, there's no money involved at all. But there's a lot of people putting time and effort and work into making today happen. And I just simply thought, well, nobody wants any money, but a lot of people are bending over backwards to make this event work, to make their slot work. You know, if other people appreciate that, here's a Just Giving page, maybe put a quid or two towards it. It were a modest target. I didn't set it too high. I just thought if we got to this, I'd be happy with that. which we actually did in the night. I've woke up this morning and we've already hit a target. So,
Amazing.
yeah, so that's really good.
Yeah.
And then regards fundraising, it's the brands and the shops and the community that have approached me and said, here you go, auction that, put any money you get towards the cause. So for example, Rudy at Son of a Stag, he was the first person to get in touch, and he gave me a £501 gift voucher for the store and basically said, get what you can for that, any money you get, put it towards the cause. He's then also given me £1,000 worth of credit at Sailor Blue, split up over £20 gift vouchers. So if you want to get your denim repaired, for example, if you have a crotch blowout, this will Lorraine, you'll wonder what we're talking about right now.
It'll all become clear, Lorraine, don't worry.
You know, you can send it to Sailor Blue, and that would usually cost maybe £20. Well, I've got 50 £20 gift vouchers.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing. Yeah, shout out to Rudy and to Linda down there at Son of a Stag. I actually posted some jeans to them for some chain stitch hemming yesterday. So yeah, I can say they do a great job. It's not my first pair, not my last that I've sent down to those guys, but that generosity, I think, you know, across the board, and even I think, like you said, people just giving up their time. Their time rather, just to be involved. You know, we've got people from Red Wing, from Levi's. You speak.
We've all donated as well. Yeah,
exactly,
definitely.
And you know, these are people. Even, you know, back to yourself, Lorraine, who is I'm sure got a hectic work schedule at the moment, given the circumstances that we find ourselves in. Even just giving up that time to come and talk to us, you know, is amazing and really appreciated. And I think goes a super long way to really bringing together this community, but also just making us all more aware, more conscious of what's going on in the world around us. And that's got to be a good thing. But yeah, Lorraine, over to you. So you've told us a little bit about your role at Save the Children. You've been there for a few months. Just tell us a little bit more about, I suppose, the organisation and what it does at a sort of foundation, grassroots level, and how, I suppose, Save the Children has been impacted by COVID-19 and what the last couple of months have looked like for you guys.
Sure. So thank you. I'm never going to remember everyone's names that have just been mentioned, but a heartfelt thank you from me as a fundraiser. You know, I represent Save the Children, and I'm blown away by the generosity of people. So first of all, thank you also so much. So Save the Children, what do we do? In a nutshell, we are exactly what we say on the tin in terms of we are here to save as many children as possible, work with our other partners, whether that's in America, Brazil, in some of our war-torn countries. We work and operate in 118 countries. We work very closely with SAVE in the US, also in Germany. You know, across the world, we are working tirelessly to make sure that no child is left behind. We're working hard to increase survival rates so that children across the globe reach beyond their 5th birthday. It's still shocking that in 2020, across the globe, there are children that will not reach their 5th birthday. And that's because of poor sanitation, malnutrition, lack of medical resources. So a lot of what we do is working with those countries that are less fortunate than ours, and that's across the globe. There's a lot of poverty, and we're working hard that no child should be living in poverty by 2030. Every child by 2030 should exceed their 5th birthday. And also, most importantly, and an important pillar of what we do is children need to feel safe in their communities, wherever they are. I can't think of waking up one morning and hearing aircraft above my head and being bombarded and being petrified as an adult. Imagine if you're a toddler, how that might feel. And to have your mum or your dad taken away from you. So that is, you know, in a nutshell, I guess what we do, the key things that we work to eradicate, and we work really hard. And we've been doing that, Save the Children UK, for over 100 years. And across the world for many, many decades, we've been striving to make that a reality in our absolute strategies by 2030. And we've made phenomenal strides already. In terms of the COVID-19, virtually every community across the world, it's the world's largest pandemic, and people are affected everywhere by COVID-19. And we are determined that this now doesn't mean that children are left behind again, and are at risk of all of those factors that I've just told you about, that we need to protect more children. To share with you one area that we're really working hard in is in Bangladesh, in Cox's Bazar. So for those people that may or may not know, so sorry if you do know this, but it's the world's largest refugee camp. There's currently just shy of 1 million individuals in that refugee camp that had already fled their home into the Bangladeshi area for safety. They do not have sanitation, they do not have proper septic tanks, they do not have a hospital with isolation beds, they do not have schools, or they didn't have schools, and we've been working hard with local authorities and DEFRA to make sure that we can put things in place. So the good news, where we've been able to be really effective, is 2 weeks ago we sent our troop from the UK. So these are, you know, doctors, nurses, humanitarians, educational experts that have dealt historically with the Ebola crisis that was awful those few years ago. Their expertise have gone into Cox's Bazar to help the relief effort there. And just something like £17 will pay for a hand sanitation kit. These children haven't been taught how to thoroughly wash their hands, and the importance of that with the global pandemic. They haven't got more than the social distancing is virtually impossible. They haven't got PPE. They haven't got isolation wards. So across the world, all of the things that we have mobilised very quickly and are able to because we have the resources, this refugee camp just cannot do that. And when I think about this, and people think, okay, well, it's about my country or where I live, we all live under one sky. We're all born under one sky, and you don't get a choice when you're born where you are sat in the world. And so I think for these children, it's phenomenal what you guys are doing. It makes a real difference. These are children right now, as we're talking, that haven't got shoes on their feet, clothes on their back, clean water, proper running, you know, toilets, no classrooms, and no protection from the heat, no protection from when the weather is really severe, and when this pandemic hits them, which we know it already has, they are the most vulnerable people in probably the world. So it's a real privilege that I work with a team that have put themselves at risk on the front line to go out there and to say, we want to make a difference, we want to share our expertise, we want to make sure that every penny that we raise is actually going where it is needed the most. And we're working with many other countries as well, because it's not just about Bangladesh, but it is really making a difference. And things like £128 will pay for 15 litres of disinfectant. And when we think 15 litres, I probably in my house have 1 litre for me in my house, which is, or maybe half a litre. 15 litres will pay for them to be able to disinfect quite a large area. And that, when you're in the middle of a pandemic, is absolutely critical. So we really have worked hard to make sure our money is going where it is vulnerable. You know, bigger sums of money, when you start to look at £1,000, it helps us to set up a school which gives children protection, a safe place to go, a happy place to try and create some memories. One of my colleagues shared a picture of the school that they had created in a tent, and they had been very careful to decorate it with rainbows and animals and pictures, which these children hadn't seen for quite some time. So little things mean a lot. You know, Save the Children is a big organisation, but we haven't forgotten those small things make the biggest difference. And £1,000 makes a phenomenal difference. And for everyone on the call, really, I can't thank you enough, because it's heartbreaking to see children in the situation they're in, but it's heartwarming that you've made such a difference. So thank you. And I'm happy to take any questions, because I'm conscious of your guys' time and you don't want to be listening to me all morning, but thank you so much.
No, honestly, I think speaking for everybody here and everybody involved, thank you for not only giving up your time this morning to talk to us about this, but just, you know, just to the organisation for doing the work that you're doing. I had no idea that the charity had been going on for that length of time. And, you know, I think it's just staggering. I mean, you know, many of us sat here, you know, will obviously have found this pandemic a difficult time for numerous different reasons. You know, even going to the supermarket presents, you know, difficulties, and it's, you know, anxiety provoking. But I think when you look at that context, and, you know, really think about some of the things that you just said, about those children that are in different environments that are just, you can't quite fathom, you know, how people can survive or live in that environment. It is just very, very humbling, and just shocking that, as you say, we're in 2020, and, you know, the age of children, the amount of children that don't reach their 5th birthday is really, really just kind of makes you take a sharp breath. So thank you. Yeah, a huge thanks to you and the team for everything that you're doing. Ben, did you want to add anything on the back of that? Any comments?
Not at all. I'd read and I've spoke to some of Lorraine's teammates in the past, you know, and they told me all I would say is I'm glad I chose Save the Children. I mean, you know, before I got to really understand where the money was going, my initial thought process was, right, if we can raise a bit of money, I'd like it to go to children. This is a global denim hang, so it needs to be a charity that people in Japan would want to support, people in America would want to support, people in Holland would want to support. It doesn't matter. It needed to be a global charity, and that's how I ended up with Save the Children. And then the more I spoke to Lorraine and Lorraine's colleague last week, the more I thought, wow, yeah, we are actually making a difference. You know, you're saying people can't afford PPE, and you know, I might not do it every week, but a couple of times a year, I might treat myself to a £200 pair of jeans. You know, it just seems a little bit. It just felt a bit imbalanced for me, and so I'm just really glad that we went with Save the Children. We know where a little bit of money is going to go. No, I'm just happy to be working with you, Lorraine. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And if I could just share a snippet, because sometimes when you get to talk to somebody from the organisation and we hear things that maybe the general public wouldn't know, but we had one of our nurses that camped at Heathrow Airport to get on a flight to be able to go and help, because obviously there are not as many flights as normal, and you have to wait for some of the scheduling and for seats to be available, and there are priority cargo being sent to different parts of the world, and getting support and resources to support everyone, because it's not just about the UK, it's everyone. And this nurse, you know, she had been there over a week waiting to be able to get on a flight to make a difference, of living at the airport. And I think that is an example of someone that was so determined that she was going to make her difference. And she's one of our employees. And you're just sort of blown away by people's dedication and commitment. And I'm very proud that I work for Save the Children, because I've never seen such a committed bunch of individuals. And a lot of my team are on furlough at the moment, because it's hard to fundraise right now. But the people, our Remain team, if you like, which I'm part of, are so dedicated, and they work tirelessly. But we couldn't do it without the support of, you know, organisations and people like you guys getting together, having fun. It's incredible what you guys do. I'm going to follow the rest of the day and see if I can dip into some other things. I'm intrigued by what's behind you, Will, as well.
Oh, so this is a piece of indigo cotton that's patched with some vintage Japanese denim fabrics and cotton.
Wow.
So yeah, acts as a useful backdrop for days like this.
Fabulous. Thank you for inviting me to be part of your day. Really, really appreciate it.
No, honestly, I think, you know, it's very, very much on us to thank you, Lorraine, again, and to thank the organisation. And I think, you know, to just jump back to Ben's point there, you know, even though I think we can be, you know, very product driven sometimes as an industry, I think it's been amazing, you know, for today's event and over the last few weeks, seeing what other brands and other individuals have been doing. Just the level of compassion and dedication and honesty and consciousness about helping others as well. And I think it really does go some way to balancing those scales with the denim community and the denim world, really kind of looking at impact and looking at what they can do cumulatively and as a community to help others and to help the environment. And Lorraine, you mentioned a couple of things there in terms of what, you know, X amount of money can go towards. And is it those kinds of things? So it's going to be, you know, PPE equipment, etc., that some of the money raised from today's events will go towards?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the most needed items are these packs that have some hand sanitizer, some basic masks, you know, soap, being able to make their water you know, hygienic to be able to be drunk. So all of that stuff, and basic, you know, feminine products as well, for example, are really important. So that's where that money is really needed on the ground, to help and to buy food as well, because a lot of these children are significantly in need of food. So our humanitarian effort is to get aid to the front line where these young people are and the families, and making sure that they're able to get access to clean water, food, and then, you know, education to make sure they're not left behind, and that they have a future, because every single child in that camp deserves to have a future. And I think we all, you know, many of us, including myself, I'm in a privileged, you know, in my home, I'm warm, I'm well, I've got food on the table. I can begin to imagine just not being able to feed my own child. So the money raised will go such a long way to providing that hand sanitation that's really important.
Oh, that's amazing, Lorraine. And again, just, yeah, thanks for taking that time out and explaining it to a lot of us. And I think, you know, one of the things that I've found difficult during this time, there's been such a wealth of information out there during this pandemic from different places. You know, I think it's really been really valuable for me just to sit and just to listen to that and just to give a little bit more context, and just to kind of help my understanding. And it really, yeah, is a humbling thing to listen to and to try to understand. Ben, in terms of the continuing fundraising through the hang, I think you said the link for the GoFundMe is going to be live for the next couple of weeks, I think. Can people access that through the IG page and just donate and head over there if they want to?
They can do, yeah. It's the link is live in my Instagram profile at the minute, the Clobber Calm one. After today, it'll be going on the Just Giving on the Global Denim Hang as well. We can put it into that bio. And the fundraising will go for another week. So, for example, this morning, TCB in Japan, they donated a pair of jeans that they're going to put a special stay-at-home cat on. So now that's another thing for me to auction off today. I know that Red Wing, well, I've seen what Red Wing have donated and it's brilliant. So that's something else I'll be doing. I've seen what, what it now? Tellison. Obviously, I'm in the pub with Tony later, as we're calling it. Their item's really interesting. It's not a Tellison piece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really interesting what they've got. So I've got Candiani, again, rolls of fabric for small makers. We usually get to buy their fabrics to produce, you know, the bags, the clothing, the shirts, the jeans, whatever. There's so much, yeah. So this week's going to be a really busy week. Evan at Tannery South, who's on at 11 o'clock tonight, he's making a collaboration medal art wallet live for the show, and he's donated, I think, five of them with little key rings and all whole wheat leather, veg tan. You know, this is really good on there, Lorraine. Uh, you know, so there's loads and loads of stuff to be auctioned off. And to be fair, you know, I've got pairs of jeans that I've never worn before, and I've unfortunately put a stone on in the last 12 months.
Like many of us have.
Yeah, so, you know, so I'll just chuck some of my own stuff, you know, that I've never worn that's just sat there gathering dust. So if anybody's got anything, just let me know. Send me a picture.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just going to say, in terms of, so you're going to be putting those items up on your Instagram through stories and operating it that way. And if anybody's got anything they want to donate, just hit you up on the ground. Yeah,
just send me a picture, a decent enough picture so people can tell where it is, the size. I'm starting all the bids at zero.
Perfect.
So it's just, you know, people just bid what they can afford, and then it goes straight to the Just Giving page. So yeah, if anybody's got alt they want to get rid of, that's gathering dust, and you think, well, I'll put it to a good cause, just let me know. You can get me at Clobbercam, you know that, or ben@clobbercam.com. So pretty straightforward.
Fantastic. No, that's great. Thanks, buddy. And do we know, I know you said we met the total, the initial total sometime this morning. Do you know what we're at the moment, just for everybody that's tuned in?
Yeah, good point. Let me have a look for you, mate. I will double check. And we are on...
Drum roll, please.
Exactly £1,000.
Fantastic. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, yeah, we're at 9 a.m. UK time, and things kicked off late last night. So you know, that's an amazing target to have reached already. Yeah. So yeah, as Ben has said, if you want to make a donation, no matter how big, how small, head over to the Just Giving page and do that. And anything is gratefully appreciated. Lorraine and Ben, any closing remarks or comments from you guys?
For me, it's a final thank you, and just, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, hear you fine.
Yeah, cool. So for me, it's a final thank you, but to leave with you, imagine the reassurance that children across the world get when they see an organisation like Save the Children arrive and set up camp. It's almost, if you and I were at home and we were frightened and vulnerable, and maybe you know that help is coming, that is hugely reassuring. So the fundraising that we do and what you're doing, guys, it provides that reassurance that these children have not been forgotten, and their parents will be, this brings a small amount of relief in a really torrid time for them to feel we've not been forgotten. There are people across the world that are thinking of us and are here supporting us, and we're going to be okay. And that is absolutely why we are in some of these war-torn countries, incredibly difficult countries to operate in, because we want to protect these children and we want to make a difference. And it's only through your fundraising and people up and down the country, in the UK, in America, in Japan, all across the world, people that are fundraising for Save the Children. Without you guys, we couldn't do what we do and make the difference and give that hope and reassurance to millions of children that right now need us, and are reassured that we're there working and protecting them. So thank you. I know you guys have worked really hard to put this on in a short time frame. We really appreciate it. I'm humbled by what you guys are doing and how you're turning a really niche and a business idea and a success into raising money for us. I hope you have a fabulous Sunday, everyone. And I'll keep watching throughout the day, and maybe I'll jump in a bit later on to say hello to you guys, but have a great day. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, Lorraine. And yeah, by all means, do tune in later. I just wanted to pick up a question from Bob in the comments. So for example, out of the £1,000 so far raised, what percentage goes to the actual cause? Is that something you're able to comment on?
Yeah, so for every £1 that we raise, 87 pence is contributed towards what we actually do.
Yeah.
The rest is the admin, if you like, and what we need to be able to pay staff. And so it's a high percentage, and we've worked really incredibly hard. Yeah.
And obviously, like you say, that other, almost the 13 pence in the pound going towards paying staff and people like you and the team that are actually on the ground and out there doing the work, which is incredible. And also, yeah, just to pick up on another comment from our guys and friends out in Japan from TCB. Maybe I can donate my personal pair of jeans since I can't wear from other great brands than TCB. I mean, that's
fantastic.
incredible. And I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be interested in that, me included. So, I mean, that would be amazing. And thank you guys for your slot this morning and for what you're doing. And Ben, any closing comments from yourself? Anything else you want to say?
No, I'd just finish it off in a light-hearted mood and say, enjoy the rest of the day, guys. Loads of stuff to do. Make sure, have fun and let's hang. Does that sound cheesy?
No, absolutely, buddy. And yeah, just looking at the schedule, we got Sashiko Denim coming up, followed by Mosin. This afternoon, you got Red Wing, got Phil from Levi's, Blueprint, you got Rudy, the godfather of denim, the Swiss Jeans Freak, and you've got the Tallison gig this afternoon. There's just too much to mention, but check out the Instagram page for all the listings. All the Zoom talks are on the website, which is www.global-denim-hang.co.uk.
That's correct.
I'm looking for, Amanda's nodding, so I'm hoping that's right.
Take you straight to it.
Fantastic. And everybody that's joined us today, thank you so much. From the guys TCB in Japan, I can see Jess there over in the US, plenty of people from Europe and the UK. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much, Will.
Guys.
Great to see you all, everybody. Hopefully catch you later. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.